Hey everyone, welcome back into Mountain Dog Companion. Thanks for tuning in again today, guys. Hanging out with Midnight and Icons litter. It's a long awaited video that we've been wanting to do. We pushed out for a week, so here we go. Okay, so we're gonna split everyone up. Bree over here, the vocal one, hanging out back here. She's a fun little girl, but hanging out, we're gonna split these guys into a couple different categories here, or groups, just to make it a little bit easier to go through. Since there's 12 puppies, it's gonna be a little bit more of a challenge for me to keep everyone straight, so it'll help a little bit, kind of splitting everything up. But these guys will be ready to go home a week before Thanksgiving, so coming up pretty quickly here, about a week and a half, 2 weeks out, and just everyone's been doing great, coming along very well. They've grown so much since last week. I'm really glad we did hold off on that and just kind of pushed out the pick day just to give a better feel for each puppy. I think it benefited everyone, and they're just doing absolutely great. Everyone's doing very well. I'm gonna start things off with Bailey. She's the first one we're gonna talk about. She's got beautiful conformation. She's got a nice round head, just a beautiful head stance. You can really see those hind paws being nice white, those front and back paws really showing off that white sock. Bree back here's just doing all the work, so excuse her barking. But Bailey here, she is more on the laid back side, super confident, but just very much a cuddle bug, just wants to hang out, wants to take it easy. She's in the middle of the road when it comes to size. She's not the biggest, not the smallest, just a beautiful mix. So just a stunning personality and combo for her, beautiful markings. So just showing her off here. No Swiss kiss for her. So just a solid black coat, nice white blaze in between her eyes, just a beautiful look here for Miss Bailey. And then we'll move on, we'll talk about Bree next, and she feels like she should be next. She is probably the most outgoing in the litter, very fun to be around, life of the party, just very fun and outgoing. Got no Swiss kiss for her, beautiful headset, maybe a little bit more on the petite side, if anything. So just a little bit more of a smaller chest cavity, but overall still beautiful conformation. Nice white socks on her legs, front and back, and a nice white tip tail as well. And just a really nice little girl. So you kind of see her personality. She's everywhere, she's nowhere. She's just all over the place. So very fun girl here. Kind of just a very fun, attentive girl. She keeps her eye on everything. She is very curious, but just a sweet girl. So moving on to Bella. She is also an active girl. Not quite as active, not quite as much of a drive as Bree, but still has some activity, very attentive as well. Like she'll sit and listen to you. She always wants to see what's going on, and she'll tune into pretty much all of your conversations. So you'll see a little bit of a head tilt going on with her. And then she does have a little bit less weight. She kind of has a swirl for her blaze, kind of moving from her left, kind of the middle, kind of swirling over to the right. So, and nice socks, front and back, a little bit more tan on the legs. And then beautiful socks in the back there, and a white tip tail. So good girl there. That's Bella. And then I believe we got one more to talk about. Unless this is Bailey. This is not Bailey. Bailey's taking a nap right here. So Bailey here. And then this is Bianca. So medium-sized girl, very nice round head, nice white socks front and back. Kind of has a different sock pattern on the left compared to the right, maybe a little bit less on the left. Beautiful white blaze, very well balanced, and a nice round head. That head is really what kind of freaks me out with this litter. Their headset is absolutely solid. It's really, really what I like looking for when it comes to just head shape. With the Bernese Mountain Dogs, it's something I really keep an eye on, and it's definitely something that's stood out to me for these guys. Even though they're a little bit smaller at this age with the number of puppies in this litter, their headset and conformation still hasn't wavered, and I don't expect it to just because of the parents. I mean, Bailey and Icon are both absolutely stunning, and their conformation is second to none. So it's really what we like looking for. As far as her personality, you can see she wants to cuddle up, but she is actually very middle of the road. She's not the most outgoing. She's not the most laid back. She is very in the middle, very even keeled, and just very much of a people little girl. She's a really good snuggle bug. She likes being held. She'll curl up in between these guys as well. You kind of saw that. She gets along very well with her litter mates, but she also loves relaxing with her people, loves taking it easy. You can kind of see here she's completely relaxed, doesn't mind it at all. She'll flop down on her back, she'll take it easy. So a very nice personality for her, kind of the best of both worlds when it comes to energy and just overall people-oriented, dog-oriented. She's just very well balanced. Okay guys, moving on to the second group of puppies. We got the rest of the girls here in this group. Gonna be going through talking about each one. So moving on to Miss Bubbles. I'm sure I'll have a lot of questions about her. She has bright, bright, bright blue eyes on both sides, and they absolutely pop. Now she is, I would say, probably the smallest girl in the litter. Now she still has that beautiful round head, and I think she'll still have a really good size. She's not undersized. She's just a little bit smaller than like it would be her, and I think Brooklyn are kind of the two small ones, and it's not a crazy difference at all. They're just a little bit smaller from what I see, but still has that beautiful round head, nice white socks front and back, and a nice tuxedo. No Swiss kiss for her, but absolutely stunning with those eyes. And she also is very attentive. I would say a little bit more on the laid back side, so pretty chilled out. She's a very good cuddle bug as well. See your hind toes sticking up straight up, and then she'll relax a little bit, but very sweet and a little bit more on the laid back side, a little bit more on the cuddle bug side. So stunning little girl. I'll just move her over here and we'll keep on rolling. We actually have one of the bigger girls next, so you can kind of see the difference. I just want to make sure I have all the names straight. This is Beverly, and I'll show these two side to side, and you can kind of see. So this is the biggest, or actually second biggest in the litter from the girls, and you can see this difference there. So a little bit of a difference when it comes to chest cavity, round head, or like bigger head, not necessarily rounder, but bigger. She does have a little bit of a Swiss kiss, almost an extended blaze, kind of turning into a Swiss kiss up top. Beautiful white socks front and back. She does have a little bit of a tuxedo going on up front, which is phenomenal and bright. Now one thing about her, she is the only puppy out of 12 puppies, which is very impressive, that has a umbilical hernia. Now, for her umbilical hernia, it's a 1 millimeter umbilical hernia, so it's something that I'd say 99% of the time closes. It's literally when the belly button just doesn't quite close at a very young age. So it's very hard to even notice or feel. So for her, I wouldn't be concerned about it at all. It's not a genetic thing. It's not a health concern. It's just something, you know, that'll probably grow out. If not, we do always offer to take off $150 of the price, or cover it when time comes to get it fixed if you do need to, which normally happens around spaying and neutering time. So a little bit of a side note for her there, but super, super healthy, very beautiful girl. And like I said, that umbilical hernia shouldn't be affecting a choice because of the size of it. Now, if it were huge, I'd be a little bit more concerned, but for her, not necessarily. So next up is Bonnie. She is the biggest girl in the group, in the litter, and has beautiful white socks front and back, nice round head, no Swiss kiss up top, maybe a little bit of a dot going on, like just a couple hairs, which it'll definitely fade out, and a stunning conformation for her. So here's the two biggest girls in the litter side by side. Very, very beautiful girls. Everyone's doing very well. She's more on the laid back side, very chilled out, very easygoing, very calm, collected, but still confident. So she sometimes can be a little bit hesitant in greeting someone or, you know, running right up to you. But as soon as she warms up, she's just very, very people oriented. She'll just want to sit and hang out and take it easy. So next up here is Brooklyn. She is the second smallest puppy in the litter, and a little bit less white for her on the face. Still has that nice round head that we always kind of touch on, and not too nosy, just very nice conformation. You got the nice white socks front and back. Now that thin white blaze on her face, just a little bit of a thinner blaze and a white tuxedo up front too. What are you doing, girl? You find the fireplace back here. So a stunning girl here. Again, it's Brooklyn, and she is also a little bit more on the interactive, higher drive side, maybe a little bit more outgoing, energetic. So that's her. Very attentive, very confident. She'll hold her head high and, you know, check things out. So very confident girl. And they've had a long day, so they're chilling out right now. They've had baths, we did pictures. So it's been a little bit of a longer day, and then we did those vet checks yesterday. And by the way, other than the hernia, that was the only thing that came back on the health check, and everyone else is 100% healthy and doing very, very well. So there were no concerns and nothing going on with anyone else. So just a heads up on that. And that hernia again is really nothing to flinch at. So next up is Bridget. Last but not least, she's also one of the bigger girls. She's not quite on the largest side as far as, like, she's not quite on the level of these two girls here, but she is on the bigger side. Beautiful markings. She's got the nice socks matching up in the back, beautiful socks up front, and a nice white blaze for her as well. And then no Swiss kiss for her, and a nice white tip tail. So she's a little bit more on the laid back side, but not quite as laid back as Bonnie. So very similar, but just a little bit more outgoing and just a touch more of a drive if you're comparing the two. So, but a super nice combo there. You can kind of see the three biggest girls here side to side, and they're phenomenal. You'll see a little bit of a higher confidence level with her as well, just with her kind of the way she acts and reacts to different things. She's a very confident girl, but more on the laid back side. So moving on to group number 3. Okay guys, moving on to the last group with the 3 boys in the litter, talking about each one. So first off, we're gonna be talking about Buster here. He is the biggest boy, got the nice white blaze, nice white socks front and back, a little bit less socks on the front paws. So kind of got those tippy toes covered. Got the nice white chest, very attentive guy, more of a cuddle bug, more chilled out, very easygoing, but super, super confident. So very fun guy there. And then moving on here, we got Mr. Bandit. He is right in the middle from the boys. He's not the biggest, not the smallest. Still has a very nice size, beautiful round head, nice white socks front and back, and a beautiful white blaze. He also has a nice tuxedo coming through, and no Swiss kiss for him. Now he has the most energy with the boys. He's the most outgoing and the most playful, just a higher drive, but still loves his people. He's very, very friendly. He's not aggressive, not dominant. He's just very interactive and loves everything. He's always head up high, tail up high, and checking things out. So moving on to the last boy in the litter. His name's Bo. He's the smallest boy in the litter. Not super small, but just on the smaller side. He does have that one bright blue eye, which is not normal for the breed, and a nice round head. You can see, like, look at that stubby nose, just a beautiful round head, a little bit of an extended blaze up top, nice white socks front and back, and a beautiful tuxedo. And for him, he's also very chilled out, very laid back, very much of a cuddle bug. He's the baby out of the group, and he'll also just hang out, take it easy. He's very easygoing, maybe a little bit vocal at times, but still a very easygoing and confident guy. So that wraps it up for today's video. These guys are doing very well here at 6, a little bit over 6 weeks, coming along very well. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'll be starting these litter picks here in the next couple days, and I'll look forward to talking with each one of you guys on that list. Really looking forward to it. So and going through kind of choosing the puppy for the super important commitment here coming up. It's a very important decision, so I'm really looking forward to helping each and every one of you guys out. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. My name is Jay Miller here at Mountain Dog Companion. My number is 330-234-0102. Thanks for tuning in today, guys, and we'll see you next time.